Hello Internet and welcome to another Star Citizen video with Haverside. Today we are talking Prospector, specifically about upgrading it with extra cargo space so it has 48 SCU of cargo. And yes, you heard me correctly, 48 SCUs that will make your trips that much more lucrative. And yes, that is indeed half the size of a M.O.L.E's capacity, and if you don't know how to do it, we're going to go through it right now. I will show you how to do it, where to go to get them, and most importantly, how not to feel like a 4-year-old unable to complete a shape sorting puzzle box at the ripe old age of 35. Because guess what? I did it for you. So are you ready to min-max your mining experience and give your prospector some love? I am. You should be. Let's get to it. Alright, so before you go anywhere, stop right here and head over to a refinery station or a shop and obtain a multi-tool with a tractor beam attachment. You will need it to complete the rest of this guide, so go and do that now. Once you have it, get your prospector out and get ready to fly. But there's a couple of things I want you to know. Doing this will give you a prospector that has 48 SUs of cargo. However, if you lose the ship or claim the ship in any way or get blown up, then it will reset to 32 SCU, so you will have to do the process again. It does, however, persist on logout or storing the ship, which means once you've set it up, as long as you are careful or are very lucky with any disconnects or whatnot, you won't lose this bonus and you'll have an additional 16 SCU of cargo on your prospector, making it 48 overall. If you wanted to go the extra mile, you could repeat the process with a transport ship and store some extra mining bags in a station on a ship or whatever to not have to repeat this process. But this guide is about setting it up for one trip like we are doing now. I would not recommend fitting your full loadout on your prospector until you've got this set up, because we all hate losing prospectors with modules and passive bonuses on. It's expensive, so that choice is up to you. Once you're ready, undock and let's get to it. To make this work, we will be utilising the newly implemented salvaging missions that you'll find within your contracts manager. There are two types of missions. We've got the good boy missions and the bad boy missions, where you're effectively stealing someone else's salvage claim. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Well, technically we're only stealing the bags from the M.O.L.E, so we won't be here long enough for it to ever be a problem, and we won't get a crime stat for doing it. Under the personal tab, you'll find the salvage options, and we are looking for one that says it's a M.O.L.E salvage contract. If it's not there, you can choose to cycle the contracts by spending the fee and then abandoning it, or simply wait for it to appear. It costs 10,000 AUEC per time you accept a mission, but once you've got the M.O.L.E contract, head over to its location and you can get started with obtaining these upgraded bags. Once you arrive at the salvage claim location and find the ship itself, approach it very, very carefully. You do not want to clip the ship, because if you do, it's going to send it spiraling into the ether and you're never going to be able to obtain the bags because the ship just won't sit still. Approach with caution and set yourself close enough to the M.O.L.E so that you can get your mining bags out of your prospector. As they come out from the bottom of your ship, as you're flying the ship and such, you need to place the prospector underneath the M.O.L.E with the prospector upside down. This way you can get the bags out of the prospector and also get the M.O.L.E bags in without having to go over your ship or around it to place the bags in. As shown in the video, it's easier just to show and see where I place my prospector to make sense of this, just so you've got the best chance of getting the bags out with as little frustration as possible. Turn your engines off, but before you exit your seat, be sure to press right Alt and K by default to unlock your ship ports to allow the removal of the bags. If you don't do this, it will be impossible to get them out, let alone put the new ones in. Once you're outside, you can then use your tractor beam that you brought with you. Of course you did, because you remembered to listen to Haverside's video at the beginning, and you'll then be able to tractor those bags and get them out of the prospector. Once you've got all 4 bags, we can then begin the process of getting the M.O.L.E bags into the prospector, which is a little bit more tricky if you don't know what you're doing. So we're going to go through this in a little bit more close detail. Now, I spent the best part of 25 minutes in my first M.O.L.E claim to learn the process, and yes, I did try to physically push the bags into the prospector and realised that I'm being an idiot and that I didn't need to do that. After a little bit of research, I learned that the process is very easy once you know what you're doing. So we're going to go through this step by step together now. Some useful keybinds are on the screen for controlling the tractor beam if you do not know these. So let's begin with the most important step. Is firstly grab the bag that you want to get out of the M.O.L.E. It doesn't matter which one you grab, just grab one out and then get it into position by rotating the bag. You want these little white bits basically to be facing you. They are the bottom of the bag. Face the bags towards you. Now once the bag is facing towards you, this is where the magic happens. I've put a screenshot on the screen here and paused the video and you'll see this symbol. These two symbols, the one on the bag and the one in the actual prospector's cradle, need to be aligned up. So you need to rotate the bag until those two symbols line up, and the actual cradle will go from a yellow color to green, indicating they are aligned, and then all you do is click. Yep, simple as that. You don't need to push it in, you don't need to do anything but click. And yes, I admit I took 25 minutes to figure that out. Yeah, I'm a noob, I know it. Deal with it. Let's proceed. Once the first one's in, you need to repeat the process 3 more times with 3 more bags from the M.O.L.'s cradles to the prospector's cradle to complete the process. Pull them out, align them up, and wait for the cradle to go from a yellow color to a green, indicating that it's perfectly okay to click, and then the game will click them into place for you. It is as simple as that. With 1 more bag to go, we pull it out of the cradle, we align them up, make sure that we flip the bags around so the white parts are on the bottom, and then make sure the symbols line up with the cradle, and again, click them into place. As I say, once you've learned this and realised how to do it, the process is super easy. Once you've got all 4 bags within your prospector's cradles, you can then proceed to enter your prospector and start the check of having a look at your brand new 48 SCU cargo hold from within the mining menu of the prospector. And there you have it, ladies and gents, 48 SCUs on the screen right there. You can now earn a little bit more on every trip you do with your prospector. That's the process. It's as simple as that. Just to test the theory, I did go and mine, and I can confirm that you can mine perfectly normally and fill up the 48 SCUs and then pop on over to a refinery station to refine the contents. Of course, it's only an additional 16 SCUs, and it's obviously not really fully in place yet, because if you do die, you have to do the whole thing again. But the fact is, you can go on a day trip, have a bit more fun, and bring back just a little bit more on each trip if you don't die, which is fantastic. And that's what we're here to do, have fun and ensure that we're earning as much as possible in as little time as possible. One thing to note, however, is when you store your ship, you will notice that the ASOP terminal will only show that the actual prospector itself has 32 SCUs of cargo. That happens on logout and once you've done the actual process of getting the extended cargo. It's just a UI bug. It doesn't really show. There's nothing you can do about it. It still is there on your prospector, but the ASOP terminal just isn't registering it. This is still very early days in terms of being able to remove the bags on the actual prospector, and the fact we can do it now is fantastic, and I'm looking forward to when the expanse comes so we can do refinery on the fly. But that's just not here just yet. One other thing to note, that is, once you have logged off for the night and come back the next day, you may log in to summon your ship to find that it has a 0 SCU cargo hold. Now, the bags are still there, and all you need to do is to take your ship out of the station, because it will try to impound it if you do it in the station, and then find somewhere safe, get out of your ship, and just reseat the actual cargo bags in the cradle. Take them out and pop them straight back in. That is one way around it. As I said, it's still early days, but the ability to do this makes it all the worthwhile. Thank you for joining me on this video today. I hope you found the process easy to follow and useful to extend your prospector's mining capacity to 48 SCUs. If you like this video, consider subscribing, clicking like, or even sending me a super thanks. Or if you want to, how about joining my channel membership? It all helps support my channel. If you'd like to support my channel further, you can find links to my Discord, Patreon, and other avenues in the description below. Thank you for joining me on this video today. My name's Haverside, and I'll see you in the next one.